Hey everyone, ready to dive into a topic that seems like it's everywhere these days?
Oh, yeah. Seems like it's really having a moment.
Manifestation.
Yeah, exactly. Manifestation. That idea that you can kind of shape your reality.
By just thinking about it.
Well, not just thinking about it, more like using your thoughts and your actions and beliefs.
Right, but like almost willing things to happen.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's resonating with so many people, this idea that we have more agency than we realize.
Absolutely. We've got a script here actually from a really popular YouTube video.
Oh, cool.
It's all about manifestation.
Okay.
Covers like the basics and then practical tips, pitfalls, you
I
know?
feel like there are a lot of pitfalls people fall into.
Oh yeah, for sure. And even some success stories, which are always fun to hear about.
Always inspiring.
Yeah. So let's see if this deep dive can shed some light on how it all works.
Awesome. I'm ready.
Okay, so the script jumps right into like the three key principles of manifestation.
Okay.
And it starts with clarity. It's not enough to just like vaguely wish for a better life.
Right. You have to know what you want.
Yeah, you got to be super specific about what you're actually aiming for.
It's like, if you're trying to get somewhere new and you're using your GPS,
Okay.
you can't just type in like a nice place.
Right, yeah.
You need a specific address, you need coordinates.
You need a destination, yeah.
Exactly. Manifestation requires that same level of specificity.
I like that analogy.
So when you have a clear vision of what you want, that's what steers your thoughts and your actions.
Like that mental GPS guiding you.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got that clear vision locked in.
Okay.
What comes next?
Well, the script really emphasizes the power of belief.
Belief.
You gotta believe that what you want is actually possible.
Oh, so it's not enough to just like kind of hope for it. You got to really truly believe it.
Yeah, because if you believe you can achieve something, you're way more likely to put in the effort, overcome obstacles.
Right, and not give up.
Exactly. It becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Oh, I see. So like your belief shapes your actions, and then your actions kind of reinforce your belief.
Yeah, it's a powerful cycle.
Okay, so we've got the clarity, we've got the belief, but it can't be all about mindset, can it?
Right. It can't just be all in your head.
The script then brings up the importance of action.
Action, of course.
You can't just sit on your couch and visualize $1,000,000 and expect it to like appear on your coffee table.
Well, some people might try that.
Right, but the script's saying it doesn't quite work that way.
No, manifestation isn't passive daydreaming. It's an active process.
So how does the action part fit in with like the thoughts and beliefs?
It's about alignment. The script says
Alignment.
your thoughts and beliefs create the blueprint, but it's your actions that actually build the house.
Oh, okay, so like brick by brick, you're creating the reality you want.
Exactly. You're putting in the work.
Got it. So we've got our foundation, these three principles: clarity, belief, and action.
That's a great foundation.
Now what do we do with them?
Well, this YouTube video actually offers some really practical tips.
Cool. I'm always up for some practical advice.
Me too.
What kind of stuff does it suggest?
Well, one that stood out to me was the emphasis on visualization,
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
especially during meditation. The
Interesting.
script says to create this vivid mental picture of yourself already experiencing what you desire,
Okay.
engaging all your senses, feeling the emotions, really immersing yourself in that reality.
So it's not just like seeing it in your mind's eye, but it's like feeling it too.
Exactly. And the more real you can make it, the more powerful it becomes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it actually reminded me of something I've read about athletes using visualization to enhance their performance.
Really?
Yeah, they imagine themselves like scoring the winning goal or hitting that perfect shot.
So they're basically training their minds to believe it's possible.
Exactly. And our brains can't always tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one.
That's so wild when you think about it.
It is, right? So the more you engage those neural pathways through visualization, the more you're priming your mind.
It's like pre-paving the road to your desired outcome.
I love that analogy, pre-paving the road.
So besides visualization, what other tips does the script mention?
Well, some of them are probably familiar, like creating a vision board, practicing gratitude,
I've definitely heard of those.
and using affirmations, those positive statements.
Oh yeah, affirmations like I am worthy and stuff like that.
Exactly. And they can be surprisingly effective.
Really?
Yeah, because every time you repeat an affirmation, you're planting a seed in your subconscious mind.
So it's like rewiring your brain to believe in those positive statements.
Exactly.
But wouldn't that mean if I just keep repeating I'm going to win the lottery, it would actually happen?
Well, not necessarily. The key is to choose affirmations that resonate with you,
Oh, okay.
that feel authentic and believable.
So it's not about trying to control external events, but more about shifting your inner beliefs.
Exactly. It's about aligning with what you truly desire on a deeper level.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and it's about cultivating those qualities within yourself that you want to embody.
Like confidence and resilience and things like that.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got these tools, but let's be real. We all hit those roadblocks sometimes where manifestation feels well stuck.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What are some of the common pitfalls the script highlights?
I think a big one is impatience. We
Impatience.
live in a world of instant gratification,
Oh, yeah, everything's so fast-paced.
so it's easy to get discouraged if our desires don't manifest overnight.
Right, we want it all, and we want it now.
Exactly. But, even the most delicious meal takes time to prepare.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
Manifestation is a process. It's a journey.
Oh, I see.
It's about trusting that things are unfolding in the right timing.
Even though it's tough to wait.
It is, but that's where patience comes in.
Okay, so patience is key. What else can trip us up?
Another big one is negative self-talk.
Ah, that inner critic.
Yeah, the one that loves to whisper doubts and fears.
I feel like everyone struggles with that to some extent.
Oh, absolutely. It can be so sneaky, undermining our efforts without us even realizing it.
It's like a little gremlin in your head.
Exactly, and it's rooted in these deep-seated beliefs we have about ourselves.
So how do we deal with that inner critic?
Well, the script suggests consciously replacing those negative thoughts with positive affirmations.
So it's like a battle of the thoughts.
In a way, yes, and it's about cultivating a mindset of self-belief and possibility.
Okay, so instead of listening to that negative voice, we got to pump ourselves up with positive affirmations.
Exactly, and over time, those positive thoughts will start to drown out the negative ones.
That makes sense. Okay, so we got to watch out for impatience and that pesky inner critic. Any other pitfalls?
Let's see, the script also mentions overthinking.
Oh, yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in analysis paralysis.
Overthinking every.
Exactly, overanalyzing every detail and every potential obstacle.
Oh, and then you end up feeling overwhelmed and don't take any action at all.
Exactly, it's like you're stuck in your head.
That's so me sometimes.
Well, it happens to the best of us.
So how do we break free from that overthinking trap?
The script emphasizes the importance of trusting your intuition.
Intuition.
That inner knowing, that gut feeling.
But how do you know if it's really your intuition or just wishful thinking?
That's a great question, and it takes practice.
So how do you tell the difference?
True intuition usually feels calm and clear. It aligns with your values.
And wishful thinking is more like, I really, really hope this happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's driven by that desire to force outcomes.
Okay, so it's about learning to discern between those two voices.
Exactly, and trusting that inner guidance.
That makes sense. Okay, so we've got the basics down, some practical tips, and we've acknowledged the potential roadblock.
It's a good roadmap so far.
But does this stuff actually work?
Right, like in the real world.
This YouTube video actually includes a couple of success stories to show how these principles can play out.
Oh, cool. I love a good success story.
Me too. They're always so inspiring. So let's dive into them and see how these concepts actually work in practice.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so the first story is about someone who manifested their dream job.
Ooh, a dream job. That's a big one.
Yeah, and they really went all in with the manifestation techniques.
What did they do?
Well, first they got super clear about what kind of job they wanted. They even had a specific company in mind.
Okay, so they had that clarity piece down.
Exactly. And then they started visualizing themselves working there.
Like picturing themselves in the role.
Yeah, feeling the excitement and the satisfaction of having that job.
Cool. And they were practicing affirmations too, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They were repeating positive statements about their skills and their worthiness.
Okay, so they had the mindset part covered, but they didn't just stop there, did they?
No, they didn't. They took action. They started networking.
Networking, like reaching out to people in their field.
Exactly. They went to industry events. They connected with people on LinkedIn.
So they were actively creating opportunities.
Yeah, they weren't just waiting for something to fall into their lap.
I bet there were still challenges, though.
Oh, I'm sure there were moments of doubt and setbacks, but they kept going.
They had that resilience.
Yeah, they believed in their ability to achieve their goal. And they didn't give up.
And what happened?
They got the job.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's a testament to the power of combining clear intention with consistent action and unwavering belief.
That's so inspiring.
Okay, so what about the second success story? This one's about someone who manifested a healthier lifestyle.
Oh, cool. So they were manifesting changes in their physical well-being.
Exactly, and they started by setting clear and specific goals.
Like, I want to lose weight, or I want to eat healthier, or something like that.
Yeah, things like that, but they didn't try to do everything at once.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, they broke those big goals down into smaller, more manageable steps.
So instead of like trying to run a marathon right away, they started by just walking for 30 minutes a day.
Exactly, they focused on building healthy habits gradually.
That makes it feel a lot less daunting.
Oh yeah, for sure. And alongside those action steps, they also cultivated a positive mindset.
Believing in their ability to make those changes.
Yeah, and they kept reminding themselves of their why.
Their
Yeah, like why they wanted to live a healthier life. What was their motivation?
That's a good reminder, because it's easy to lose sight of your why when things get tough.
Definitely. So they focused on their mindset, they took consistent action, and they celebrated their progress along the way.
And it worked.
Did they achieve their goal of a healthier lifestyle?
That's awesome.
It shows that you don't have to make drastic changes overnight. It's about those small, consistent efforts over time.
Yeah, and believing in yourself.
Absolutely. So we've got these two really different success stories, one about a dream job, one about a healthier lifestyle.
Different goals, but they both use the same principles.
Exactly. What do you think is the common thread running through both of these stories?
It's that combination of clear goals, unwavering belief, and consistent action.
You nailed it. They didn't just wish for these things to happen. They took ownership of their journeys,
They aligned their actions with their aspirations.
and they made it happen.
Pretty inspiring stuff.
It really is. It highlights that manifestation isn't about magic or wishful thinking.
It's about actively participating in the creation of your reality.
And that's a powerful message, I think.
Definitely.
So we've covered the basics, we've put some practical tips, we've addressed the pitfalls, and we've even seen how these principles work in real life.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have, but there's still more to explore, right?
Oh, yeah, we've only just scratched the surface.
Okay, well then let's keep diving deeper into this fascinating world of manifestation.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so it's super inspiring to hear those stories and how people can actually make this stuff work.
Right, like it's not just theory, it can actually make a difference.
Totally. But, when we talk about manifestation, there are also a lot of misconceptions floating around.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I feel like some people think it's this, magical, quick fix.
Oh, yeah, that you can just think positive and everything will magically fall into place.
Right, and this script actually addresses some of those misconceptions.
Okay, good, because it's important to separate fact from fiction.
Exactly. So what are some of the misconceptions that come to mind for you?
I think one big one is that manifestation is all about positive thinking.
Like, if you just think happy thoughts, you'll get everything you want.
Exactly, but we've already talked about how important action is, right?
Totally. You can't just sit around and expect things to happen. You got to put in the work.
Right. Positive thinking can definitely help create a more receptive mindset.
Like, it can make you more open to opportunities.
Exactly, but it's not a magic wand.
You still got to take those steps.
And the script also addresses another misconception that manifestation is about, manipulating others.
Oh yeah, like trying to bend the universe to your will.
Exactly, or using it to get someone to fall in love with you or something.
That secret kind of vibe.
Yeah, and that's not really what authentic manifestation is about.
Right. It's not about controlling other people.
It's about aligning yourself with your desires and allowing the universe to support you.
So it's more about co-creation than control.
Exactly, working with the universe, not against it.
I'm glad the script brought that up because it's an important distinction to make.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in those kind of law of attraction ideas.
Right, like I could just manifest a new car or $1 million just by thinking about it.
But it's not that simple.
No, it's a deeper process than that.
Okay, so we've talked about a couple of misconceptions. What else does the script mention?
Well, it talks about trusting your intuition.
Intuition, which
Right.
I thought was interesting.
Yeah, how does intuition play into manifestation?
Well, the script describes it as an inner compass
Okay,
that can guide us towards our desires.
so it's that feeling of alignment when something feels right.
Yeah, you just know it in your gut.
But how do you know if it's really your intuition or just wishful thinking?
That's a great question, and it can be tricky to tell the difference sometimes.
Right, because we don't want to mistake our desires for our intuition.
Exactly, so how can we distinguish between the two?
Well, the script says that true intuition often feels calm and clear.
It aligns with your values, and it resonates deeply within you.
So it's not like this frantic grasping at something.
No, it's more like a quiet knowing.
Okay, and wishful thinking is more driven by impatience or that desire to force outcomes.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming from a place of lack rather than abundance.
So it's about learning to tune into that quiet inner voice and trusting its guidance.
Yeah, and that takes practice.
It makes me wonder, how important is self-awareness in the process of manifestation?
Oh, self-awareness is huge.
Because if you're not aware of what might be holding you back, you could end up sabotaging your own efforts.
Exactly. Self-awareness helps you identify those self-sabotaging patterns.
And then you can start to shift them.
Yeah, it's about making conscious choices that align with your goals.
So it's not just about manifesting external things, it's about personal growth too.
Absolutely. It's about becoming the best version of yourself.
One thing this whole deep dive is making me realize is that manifestation isn't a one-size-fits-all formula,
Totally different things work for different people.
right? What works for one person might not work for another.
And that's okay. There's no right or wrong way to do this.
It's about finding what resonates with you, what feels authentic and empowering.
Yeah, and trusting your own inner guidance.
That's a really important message, I think.
It is, because we're all unique.
We all have our own paths
So it's about honoring that individuality.
and experimenting to see what works best for you.
Exactly. It's a journey of exploration.
So to loop back to the script, we've discussed the foundational principles, we've explored practical tips, and we've addressed common pitfalls.
We've even looked at real-life examples.
And tackled some misconceptions. It feels like we've covered a lot of ground.
We have, and throughout our conversation, a key theme has emerged.
Oh yeah, what's that?
The importance of aligning your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions,
That's so powerful because it's about creating that internal harmony.
where your inner world and your outer world are in sync.
And when you achieve that alignment, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah, you become a magnet for the experiences and opportunities that are meant for you.
But it's not about sitting back and passively waiting for things to happen, is it?
No, definitely not. It's about actively participating in the co-creation of your reality.
So it's like a dance between our efforts and the support of the universe.
I love that analogy, a collaborative dance.
We're leading, but also allowing ourselves to be led.
That's what makes it so fascinating, this idea that we have the power to shape our destinies. It's empowering, right?
It is. It's like realizing that we're not just victims of circumstance.
We're creators.
We have agency.
And that's a beautiful thing.
It really is. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to encourage our listeners to reflect on something.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
The script ends with this really powerful question.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the question?
It simply asks, what dream are you ready to start manifesting?
Wow, that's a good one. It's simple, but so profound.
It really makes you think, huh?
Yeah, it's like a little nudge to start taking action.
And I like how open-ended it is. You know, it could be a dream for yourself or a vision for the world or something you want to change in your community.
Right, like the possibilities are endless.
Exactly. It reminds us that manifestation can apply to so many different aspects of life.
And it encourages us to think big.
Dream big.
Don't be afraid to imagine those possibilities.
I think that's really important because sometimes we limit ourselves without even realizing it.
Yeah, we get stuck in those old thought patterns.
But this question invites us to break free from that.
To step into our power.
You know, it's funny, when we started this deep dive, I thought we'd be talking about, like, attracting material things.
Yeah, like manifesting a new car or a bigger house.
Exactly. But what I'm realizing now is that manifestation is so much deeper than that.
It's about aligning with our truest selves.
Creating a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling.
And that's where the real magic lies.
So as we wrap up this episode, I want to encourage all of you listening to really sit with that question.
Yeah, what dream are you ready to start manifesting?
Don't be afraid to dream big.
And once you have that clarity,
Take action.
even if it's just a small step,
Because every journey begins with a single step.
and every dream starts with a spark of inspiration.
So go out there and make those dreams a reality.
We believe in you.
This has been an amazing conversation.
I've really enjoyed it.
Me too. And a huge thank you to all of you for joining us on this deep dive.
We hope you feel inspired.
And a